Mary-Ann Leneghan was a 16-year-old girl who was brutally murdered in Reading in Berkshire, England. Mary-Ann was raised by her mother and had a sister. Mary-Ann had previously gone missing for a month when she was younger but was found safe. During the time of her murder, Mary-Ann had left college as she wanted to pursue a career in childcare. During the time of her murder, Mary-Ann was with her 18-year-old friend, whose name has been protected under law, so I will refer to her as Jane. Both girls were acquainted with a man called Adrian Thomas, who was known as Reds. He was known by many as being a violent individual who dabbled with drugs. Adrian was a victim of an attack and robbery, in which he received stab wounds. Adrian accused Mary-Ann and Jane of setting him up to be attacked, specifically believing that they left the door open purposely so that his attackers could get in. It is believed that as a result of this accusation, Jane's house was targeted in an attempted arson attack. On the night of the 6th, Mary-Ann and Jane were in another friend's car outside of the Wallingford Arms pub. Both girls were abducted by Adrian as well as his 5 associates, brothers Jamali and Joshua Morley, Llewellyn Adams, Michael Johnson, and Indrit Krasnicki. The girls were taken to a car where they were locked in the car boot, trunk. They were then driven to the Abbey House Hotel. Here, Mary-Ann and Jane were kept in a room and tortured. Both girls were raped, scalded with hot water, beaten repeatedly and drugged. They were then taken to Prospect Park in the early hours of the 7th. Mary-Ann was stabbed 40 times, puncturing a lung. Jane was also stabbed and shot in the head. Both girls were left for dead. However, Jane managed to survive the shot wound and bravely crawled to the opposite road to get help. A member of the public found her and called the police. Jane would say that when she left the park, Mary-Ann was still breathing. However, she sadly died. The wound that was found to have been fatal to Mary-Ann was one to the neck. Jamali would turn himself into the police shortly after the murder. 5 males were reported to have been arrested shortly after. Michael would also turn himself into the police. Adrian was positively identified in a lineup by the night manager of the hotel. On the night manager did not see the girls or the men again after checking them in. This is because the car was parked behind the hotel, making it easy to go in and out of the building without being seen by the manager. All men involved were sentenced to life imprisonment, their minimum terms ranging from 23 years to 27 years. This does not mean they'll be released after these terms, just have their sentences reviewed.